Hello, my name is Marisela from the Center for Healthy Communities, and I am excited to present to you all the Eat Healthy, Be Active curriculum. And today we'll be talking about physical activity and physical activity only. We'll be naming the two benefits of physical activity and specific recommendations for aerobic and strengthening activities. We will also be learning how to complete strength training activities and make a plan to be more active and tracking your activities weekly. This is Eat Healthy, Be Active. Physical activity is key to living well. Before we begin, here is our Justice for All poster. Please take some time to review. If you'd like to check out the PDF version of this poster, there's a link in the bio below. Now, these next two slides are the dietary guidelines and curriculum overview of Eat Healthy, Be Active. This information will be repeated in each lesson I post for this specific curriculum. If you'd like to skip past it, please refer to the bio below, where we provide timestamps indicating the start of each topic we'll be covering in this video. The dietary guidelines. This lesson is based on the dietary guidelines for Americans and the physical activity guidelines for Americans. The dietary guidelines provide science-based advice for making food choices that promote good health, a healthy weight, and helps to prevent diseases. The physical activity guidelines provides recommendations on the amount, types, and level of intensity of physical activity needed to achieve and maintain good health. For more detailed information on the dietary guidelines, visit choosemyplate.gov. And now the curriculum overview. Everything you eat and drink over time matters. The right mix can help you be healthier now and in the future. Start with small changes to make healthier choices you can enjoy. Find your healthy eating pattern and maintain it for a lifetime. This means make half your plate fruits and vegetables, focus on whole fruits and vary your veggies, make half your grains whole grains, move to low-fat or fat-free milk or yogurt, vary your protein routine, and drink and eat less sodium, saturated and trans fats, and added sugars. Healthy eating and physical activity are the building blocks of a healthier life. The physical activity guidelines recommends that adults be physically active for at least 2 hours and 30 minutes each week. Children, on the other hand, need 60 minutes each day. You can stay physically active by doing activities such as walking, dancing, bicycling, or gardening, and by reducing the amount of time you spend sitting. Be Active Your Way, Part 1. Learn the benefits of physical activity. Physical activity increases your chances for living longer, decreases your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, stroke, and some types of cancer. Helps you sleep better, helps fight depression, helps build strength, and helps maintain a healthy weight. Be Active Your Way, Part 2. How much physical activity do I need? Well, that depends on the type of physical activity you'll be doing. For instance, adults should get at least 2 hours and 30 minutes each week of aerobic physical activity that requires moderate effort, or 1 hour and 15 minutes each week of aerobic physical activity that requires vigorous effort. Adults need to do aerobic activity for at least 10 minutes at a time for health benefits. Adults can also do a combination of moderate and vigorous activities each week. In general, 1 minute of vigorous activity is equal to 2 minutes of moderate activity. Be Active Your Way, Part 3. Here you can see some examples of moderate and vigorous aerobic activity. Some examples of moderate activity include walking briskly, biking slowly on level ground or with few hills, canoeing, ballroom and line dancing, General gardening like raking or trimming shrubs. Doubles tennis, sports where you can catch and throw, like baseball, softball, volleyball. Water aerobics, and using a manual wheelchair. These are the types of activities where you can talk while you do them, but you can't sing. Some examples of vigorous activity include race walking, jogging, running, biking faster than 10 miles per hour, aerobic or fast dancing, heavy gardening like digging or hoeing, singles tennis, hiking uphill, jumping rope, martial arts such as karate, any sport with a lot of running like basketball, hockey, or soccer, and swimming fast or swimming laps. You'll know you're completing vigorous activities when you can only mutter a few words without stopping to catch your breath. Be active your way, part 4. Another type of physical activity that we should be integrating into our lives is muscle strengthening activities. Adults should be completing strengthening activities at least 2 days a week. Some examples of strengthening activities include push ups, planks, lifting weights, working with resistance bands, and heavy gardening. Choose activities that work all the different parts of the body: legs, hips, back, chest, stomach, shoulders, and arms. And remember, exercises for each muscle group should be repeated 8 to 12 times per session. Be active your way, part 5. You might be asking yourself, how do I even get started? It's all up to you. Pick an activity that's easy to fit into your life. Do at least 10 minutes of physical activity at a time. Choose aerobic activities that work for you. These make your heart beat faster and can make your heart, lungs, and blood vessels stronger and more fit. Also, do strengthening activities that make your muscles work more than usual. Why should I be physically active? Physical activity can make you feel stronger and more alive. It's a fun way to be with your family or friends. It also helps you improve your health. How many times a week should I be physically active? It's up to you, but it's better to spread your activity throughout the week and to be active at least 3 days a week. How do I build up more physical activity? Do a little more each time. Once you feel comfortable, do it more often. Then you can trade activities at a moderate level for vigorous ones that take more effort. You can do moderate and vigorous activities in the same week. Muscle strengthening exercises, part 1. A repetition, or rep, is one complete movement of an exercise, and a set is one group of reps, about 8 to 12 repetitions. Start out using light weights, such as 1 or 2 pound weights. If you don't have weights, a soup can usually weighs either 1 or 2 pounds. Although for those new to strength training, it's perfectly okay to start with no weights at all. Starting out with weights that are too heavy can cause injuries. And over time, you can gradually increase the amount of weight used to build strength. Muscle strengthening exercises, part 2. Here are some do's and don'ts to follow when starting out. Don't jerk or thrust weights into position. Use smooth, steady movements. Avoid locking your arm and leg joints in a tightly strained position. Don't hold your breath, breathe regularly. Muscle soreness lasting a few days and slight fatigue are normal after muscle building exercises, at least at first. If you feel sick or have pain during or after exercise, you're doing too much. Working with weights. You don't have to go out and buy weights for strength exercises. Find something you can hold on to easily. For example, you can make your own weights from unbreakable household items like these. Fill a plastic milk jug with sand or water and tape the opening securely closed. Fill a sock with dried beans and tie up the open end. Use common grocery items such as bags of rice, vegetable or soup cans, or bottled water. Working with a resistance band. Resistance bands are stretchy elastic bands that come in several strengths, from light to heavy. You can use them in some strength exercises instead of weights. If you've never used resistance bands before, here's how to wrap them. As you can see on the screen, you want to start by laying the band flat in your hand with the end towards your pinky finger. Then you want to wrap the long end of the band around the back of your hand. Lastly, grasp firmly. Now you're ready to use one. How much and how often? Try to do strengthening exercises for all of your major muscle groups on 2 or more days per week. But make sure you don't exercise the same muscle groups 2 days in a row. And remember, if you have not done strength training before, you might need to start out using 1 or 2 pound weights or no weights at all. Your body needs to get used to strength exercises. Starting out with weights that are too heavy can cause injuries. It should feel somewhere between hard and very hard for you to lift the weight, but it shouldn't feel very, very hard. If you can lift a weight 8 times in a row, it's too heavy for you, and you need to reduce the amount of weight. Take 3 seconds to lift or push a weight into place. Hold the position for 1 second, and take another 3 seconds to return to your starting position. And do so slowly. That's very important. Don't just let your weight drop either. And that's one complete movement of an exercise or repetition. Start by lifting 8 times, working up to 8 to 12 repetitions for each exercise. If you can't do that many at first, do as many as you can. You may be able to build up to this goal over time. When you can do 2 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions easily, increase the amount of weight at the next session. Keep repeating until you can reach your goal, and then maintain that level as long as you can. All about safety. Talk with your doctor if you are unsure about doing a particular exercise. For example, if you've had hip or back surgery, talk about which exercises might be best for you. Don't hold your breath during strength exercises. Holding your breath while straining can cause changes in blood pressure. This is especially true for people with heart disease, so focus on keeping your breaths regular. Proper form and safety go hand in hand. For some exercises, you may want to start by alternating arms and work your way up to using both arms at the same time. If it is difficult for you to hold hand weights, try using wrist weights instead. Avoid locking your arm and leg joints in a tightly strained position. To strain your knees, tighten your thigh muscles. This will lift your kneecaps and protect them. For many of the sample exercises in this guide, you will need to use a chair. Choose a sturdy chair that is stable enough to support your weight when seated or when holding on during the exercise. Muscle soreness lasting a few days and slight fatigue are normal after muscle building exercises, at least at first. After doing these exercises for a few weeks, you will probably not be sore after your workout. Muscle strengthening exercises, part 3. Here are some beginner-friendly muscle strengthening exercises to try out today. Front arm raise. This exercise will strengthen your shoulders and make lifting groceries easier. You want to start by standing with your feet a shoulder width apart. Keep your feet flat on the floor during the exercise. Hold the weight straight down at your sides with palms facing backward. Keeping them straight, breathe out as you raise both arms in front of you to shoulder height. Hold the position for 1 second. Breathe in as you slowly lower your arms. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Rest and then repeat 8 to 12 more times. As you progress, use a heavier weight and alternate arms until you can lift the weight comfortably with both arms. Side arm raise. This exercise for your shoulders can help you put things up on a shelf or take them down more easily. You can do this exercise while standing or sitting in a sturdy armless chair. Keep your feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Hold hand weights straight down at your sides with palms facing inward. And breathe in slowly. Breathe slowly out as you raise both arms to the side to shoulder height. Hold the position for 1 second. Breathe in as you slowly lower your arms. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Rest, then repeat 8 to 12 more times. And as you progress, use a heavier weight and alternate arms until you can lift the weight comfortably with both arms. Muscle strengthening exercises, part 4. Arm curl. After a few weeks of doing this exercise for your upper arm muscles, lifting that gallon of milk will be much easier. Stand with your feet at shoulder width apart. Hold weight straight down at your sides, palms facing forward, and breathe in slowly. Breathe out as you slowly bend your elbows and lift weights towards your chest. Keep elbows at your sides. Hold the position for 1 second. Breathe in as you slowly lower your arms. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Rest, then repeat 8 to 12 more times. And as you progress, use a heavier weight and alternate arms until you can lift the weight comfortably with both arms. Arm curl with resistance band. This variation of the arm curl uses a resistance band instead of weights. Sit in a sturdy armless chair with your feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Place the center of the resistance band under both feet. Hold each end of the band with palms facing inward. Keep elbows at your sides and breathe in slowly. Keep wrists straight and slowly breathe out as you bend your elbows and bring your hands towards your shoulders. Hold the position for 1 second. Breathe in as you slowly lower your arms. Repeat 8 to 12 times. Rest, then repeat 8 to 12 more times. And as you progress, use a heavier strength band. Muscle strengthening exercises, part 5. Back leg raise. This exercise strengthens your buttocks and lower back. For an added challenge, you can remove the chair to improve your balance. If you're using a chair, stand behind it and hold on for balance. Then breathe in slowly and breathe out. Slowly lift one leg straight back without bending your knee or pointing your toes. Try not to lean forward. The leg you are standing on should be slightly bent. Hold position for 1 second. Breathe in as you slowly lower your leg. Repeat 8 to 12 times, then repeat 8 to 12 more times with your other leg. As you progress, you may want to add ankle weights. Side leg raise. This exercise strengthens hips, thighs, and buttocks. For an added challenge, you can remove the chair to improve your balance. But if you are going to use a chair, choose a sturdy chair and stand behind it with your feet slightly apart. And hold onto the chair for balance. Breathe in and out, and slowly lift one leg out to the side. Keep your back straight and your toes facing forward. The leg you are standing on should be slightly bent. Hold position for 1 second. Breathe in as you slowly lower your leg and repeat 8 to 12 times. Repeat 8 to 12 times with your other leg as well. As you progress, you can add ankle weights. My aerobic and strengthening activities, part 1. How to get started. Think about reasons why you have not been physically active. For instance, maybe you got injured, felt ill, got really busy all of a sudden, or simply lack motivation. Whatever the reason is, don't be so hard on yourself and just focus on what you can do about it now. So the question is, What will you do to integrate physical activity back into your life? My aerobic and strengthening activities part 2. First, you'll want to pick a physical activity that you like and one that fits into your life. Find the time that works best for you. Before work, after the kids go to bed, you decide. Try being active with friends and family who can help you keep up with your physical activity plan. And consider using a pedometer or other measuring devices or apps to track your walking. Set goals to increase your number of steps every day or each week. There are many health benefits of doing at least 10 minutes of physical activity at a time. So set your goal for at least 10 minutes of activity a day and add time as you progress. And avoid sitting still. Take advantage of all opportunities during the day to move. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park farther away in the parking lot. Walk over to a coworker's desk instead of sending an email. Or if you're stuck working at home, try a standing desk or take regular breaks and keep those legs moving. My aerobic and strengthening activities part 3. Still feeling overwhelmed? Here's how you can make exercise work for you. Plan your activity for the week ahead of time. This will help you stay motivated on the days of. Aim for at least 2 hours and 30 minutes of moderate physical activity each week. It's best to spread aerobic activity out over at least 3 days a week and include strengthening activities 2 days a week to keep your muscles strong. And lastly, track your time and progress. My aerobic and strengthening activities part 4. Now, how about adding to your existing physical activity routine? First, you could work toward doubling your weekly activity time to 5 hours per week. That's the ultimate goal. When you feel ready to try, replace some of your moderate level aerobic activities with vigorous aerobic activities that make your heart beat even faster. In general, 15 minutes of vigorous activity provides the same benefits as 30 minutes of moderate activity. Vigorous activities include playing basketball, jogging, running, riding a bike faster or up hills, swimming laps, jumping rope, aerobic dance, and more. And add an extra day to your 2 days of strengthening activities. Mix it up. You can do all moderate activities, all vigorous activities, or some of each. But don't forget activities for stronger muscles. My aerobic and strengthening activities part 5. To avoid injury, follow these tips. Start slowly and build up to more activity. Choose activities that are appropriate for your level of fitness. Use the right safety gear and sports equipment. Choose a safe place to do your activity. And keep track of your physical activity and nutrition goals. Track your physical activity and take small steps to improve your eating habits. You can keep track with a journal or notebook, a website, or mobile app. Utilize the Presidential Active Lifestyle Award, an awards program of the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition that promotes physical activity and good nutrition. This 8-week program can help you maintain or improve your health and is a great way to help manage and reach your health goals. For more information about the Presidential Active Lifestyle Award, click on the link in the bio below to check it out. This link will also take you to their participation log to help you track your healthy eating goals and physical activity goals. My aerobic and strengthening activities log. Here's an example of an activities log you can download and use to track your goals and workout efforts. This way, over time, you'll be able to see your slow progression of hard work. You can find the link to this log in the bio below to download. Be active your way as you get older, part 1. Physical activity is still just as important when you're older, if not more. Regular physical activity is essential for healthy aging. Adults aged 65 years and older gain substantial health benefits from regular physical activity. Some physical activity is better than none, and older adults who participate in any amount of physical activity gain some health benefits. Being physically active can help you stay strong and independent as you grow older. It will also make it easier to enjoy other activities, such as shopping at the grocery store, going up the stairs, or playing with your grandchildren. Older adults need the same amount of physical activity as adults and should do both aerobic and muscle strengthening physical activity. Balance exercises should also be included, as they can help to reduce your risk for a fall. And it's important to note, if you have a chronic condition and are just starting to be physically active, talk with your healthcare provider for guidance on getting started. Be active your way as you get older, part 2. You may be asking yourself, what kind of physical activity would I need to do? Good question. All older adults should avoid inactivity. You will acquire some health benefits with any amount of physical activity you do. Older adults benefit from the same amount of physical activity as adults. Try with at least 2 hours and 30 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity each week. Being active at least 3 days a week is a good goal to start with. And you should also try incorporating 2 days a week of muscle strengthening activities. These are activities such as lifting weights, using resistance bands, using your body weight for resistance, such as doing push ups or sit ups, climbing stairs, carrying heavy loads, and heavy gardening. Lastly, you'll want to include activities that improve your balance and reduce your risk of falling. You can practice movements such as backward walking, sideways walking, heel walking, toe walking, and standing from a sitting position. Be active your way as you get older, part 3. How to get started. Make physical activity a regular part of your day. Choose activities that you enjoy and can do regularly. Fitting activity into a daily routine can be as simple as taking a brisk 10-minute walk, or join an exercise class, or follow along to an exercise video online. Keep it interesting by trying something different on alternate days. Every little bit adds up, and doing something is better than doing nothing. So remember that and don't discourage yourself if you feel like you're not doing enough. You are doing the best you can. Find an activity that is appropriate for your fitness level. If you are not active, start by walking or riding a stationary bike. Strive for at least 10 minutes of exercise at a time and be as active as possible. If you have a chronic condition, ask your healthcare provider for advice on appropriate types and amounts of physical activity and ways to progress at a safe and steady pace. Physical activities for older adults. If you're in need of some inspiration, here are some examples of aerobic and muscle strengthening activities. You can decide the intensity of these activities as they can be adjusted for either moderate or vigorous intensity, depending on your fitness level. For aerobic exercises, you can try walking, dancing, swimming, water aerobics, jogging, aerobic exercise classes, bicycle riding, stationary or on a path, some activities of gardening, such as raking and pushing a lawnmower, tennis, or golf, but without a cart. For muscle strengthening exercises, you can try exercises using exercise bands, weight machines, handheld weights, calisthenic exercises such as your body weight providing resistance to movement, digging, lifting, and carrying as part of gardening, carrying groceries, some yoga exercises, and some Tai Chi exercises. And remember, if you can talk but not sing while doing the activity, you are at a moderate intensity. If you are doing a vigorous intensity activity, you can only say a few words. And now for the discussion questions. Number 1. How much moderate physical activity should you aim to complete weekly? Number 2. Name 3 muscle strengthening activities you are willing and able to try out today. Number 3. When lifting weights, is it safe to lock your arm and leg joints in a straightened position? Number 4. What is a resistance band and how can you use it? Please take some time to answer these questions to the best of your abilities. Feel free to search through this lesson again for the answers. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this workshop and we were able to show you just how important physical activity is and how it's the key to living well. Have a great day. And don't forget to check out the recipe demos linked in the bio below.